So I just finished rewatching Lajja, and I think we have conveniently forgotten about this film, although this is the kind of film that should be served as like a constant reminder, because for the year that it came out in, that is 2001, I feel it was quite revolutionary. It dealt with four female protagonists, and this is not just about their miseries or their sufferings, but also about them fighting back. So the story takes us through the journeys of four characters: Maithili, Vaidehi, Janki, and Ramdulari. Now they all come from completely different social stratas. The two things that are common between all four of them is, one, their names are versions of Sita, so they all are representing symbolic versions of Sita, and they are all pushed into a corner by men they thought they could trust. What makes Lajja radical is that it enters a zone which I think a lot of modern day movies would actively avoid. It questions Ramayana, text which is considered sacred by many. And the movie doesn't do it passively. There is a scene where Ramayana has been adapted into a play, and Madhuri Dixit's character Janki is playing the role of Sitama. And right before Janki has to do the Agni Pariksha sequence, which is basically jumping into the fire to prove her purity, she questions Ram's authority and asks, why does it always have to be so absolute? On one hand, she has to prove her purity, but Lord Ram's righteousness is never questioned. She very clearly puts it forward that both of them stayed apart from each other for so long, so why is the burden of purity only on her? In another ironic twist, the villain of this sequence, that character is actually named Purushottam, which translates to the supreme man, and he's the one who exploits women while also accusing them of being immoral. And that basically forms the central tragedy around all four of these character arcs, that every time our four protagonists, they refuse to bow down, they are turned into public enemies. The one question that the movie repeatedly asks is that, why have tradition, culture, and religion become these prisons for women? And every time that a woman tries to, reclaim her power or break out of this cage, she is met with the mob waiting to harass her. By the end of the movie, you kind of get to the realization that the title of the movie, Lajja, which is shame, is not directed towards the women of the movie, but actually it's directed towards the society that should be ashamed, because it uses Lajja as a virtue while it is a tool to silence women. What makes Lajja way ahead of its time is that it asks questions that might challenge your faith, your belief system, and even today might be considered blasphemous by many. I think that is exactly why it deserves a rewatch.